Hi everyone, my name is Brianna Rodriguez and I work for the Illinois Student Assistance Commission. Specifically, I work for the ISAC Corps. Now we are community outreach workers that work with the neighboring high schools in our area within our prospective community college district to help assist students and their families with filling out financial aid applications, as well as help answer any questions regarding their post-secondary education. Now today we'll be talking about being a first-gen college student. I myself, when I graduated from my four-year university, was a first-gen college student as well. Additionally, as I pursue my graduate degree, a lot of this information is still applicable. So I'll be trickling in some experiences that I have had as a first-gen college student to share with you all throughout this presentation. Now, what is the Illinois Student Assistance Commission, or ISAC for short? Well, we are the state college access financial aid agency here in Illinois, and our main mission is to provide Illinois students with information and assistance to help make education beyond high school accessible and affordable. Now, we proactively reach out to students who may be the first in their family to go to college, since we think they may have lots of questions. These are often referred to as first-generation college students. Although the definition of who is considered a first-generation college student can vary slightly, for our purposes, we consider a student to be first generation if their parents do not have a bachelor's degree from a U.S. institution. Additionally, students who are considered first generation could also have parents that may not have had the opportunity to attend college, students whose parents may have started but not finished, students whose parents may be immigrants without a college credential, or students who may have siblings that have earned a college degree but their parents did not. If you are considered a first-generation student, what exactly does that mean? Well, first-generation students might need more support during the college-going and financial aid processes. I know this was a common experience for myself when it came to choosing the right college for me, what to look for, as well as how to apply to college. And then, of course, financial aid processes. This can include maybe filling out the FAFSA or also filling out scholarship applications. Students may not know all of their post-secondary options. Post-secondary is a very big umbrella term that can encompass your four-year universities, your community colleges, but it can also include vocational programs as well as trade school. Students may have supports at their college designed for first-gen students, and some may not be too aware that their supports are located on campus. They may also feel less prepared than other students, or may have feelings of overwhelm, or that they're the only one experiencing these common feelings that most first-generation students may encounter as they embark on their educational journey after high school. Now, every student has questions about going to college. For many first-generation college students, these are some of the common questions that they have, although they are not the only questions. Some common questions include, will there be other students like me on campus? Am I going to feel out of place? How difficult will the classes be? What if this is just too overwhelming? So I'm going to take some time to read through some real-life quotes of first-generation college students. Now, ISAC recorded these quotes from students throughout the whole state of Illinois. I will pick two that I want to focus on, but feel free to pause the video, take a moment, read through them, and see if they resonate with you. I'm going to start with the quote that I resonated with the most, and that was Emberly. I struggled to connect with other students and make friends. I was a commuter student, and I would typically describe myself as introverted, so I struggled to make friends when I was in college. I always knew I wanted to do something in education, and I knew that to do that I needed to go to college. I am now pursuing a graduate degree. Now, I had resonated with this specific quote by Emberly because I myself was a commuter student as well, which means I traveled to and from school via my car. But I also felt a little sense of isolation because I was a commuter, and a lot of my time was spent outside of the classroom at work. Now, I had to also balance my part-time employment. Sometimes it would turn into full-time employment, depending on how the week went. But I had to balance this employment on top of going to school because it was the only thing that was feasible for myself, as I had to contribute and pay for my own college education. So balancing that had contributed to a lot of my senses of isolation because I wasn't on campus as often as I would have liked to be. And then we also have Lexi. Now, Lexi came from a small town of about 1,750 people and graduated from a class of 88. So transitioning to a school of 20,000 plus people was difficult, especially because I didn't really know anyone else there besides my brother. But I had a lot of encouragement from my family to go to college. We also have two additional experiences that I will read to you now. We have Jennifer. I like school and not going to college wasn't an option, but money was always a struggle. I also questioned if I belonged in college. And then we have Ryan. I knew nothing about the process. Unfamiliarity caused anxiety that led me to procrastinate with filling out application and financial aid forms. I would end up rushing towards the end of my senior year to fill things out, which caused even more anxiety. I was also unsure if I'd be able to afford college because I knew it was very expensive and my family had no money saved up. For some of the experiences that we just went through, that I demonstrated with the quotes that I shared, these are some underlining challenges that students can encounter being first generation in their first semester. One is culture shock, and it can be different for students, but an example I like to use is someone can go from a very small high school to a large college or from a large high school to a small campus. Another one is college terminology. So I know for me, this was a big one, understanding the difference between part-time versus full-time, credit hours, how they work, how many do I need to graduate, the difference between a major and a minor. And then we have imposter syndrome. So you might feel like you shouldn't be where you are, even if you were admitted to the college and have proven you are capable of being there. Time management is a big one. So although you may appear that you have free time, or it may appear that you have free time, you'll still need to dedicate some time for homework, reading, papers, studying. I know for me it was very difficult to manage my time, especially for something that maybe I designated an hour for, but it ended up taking a few hours. Additionally, for me, balancing work, that was also a big thing that I had to integrate in the mix of time management with completing homework, and then also making time for family commitments and social events. Budgeting, so for some students, they may have never had any money to budget prior. So college is the first time they're expected to manage their money so it doesn't run out before the end of the term. Connecting with others is also a very big one. I know this also tied into one of the bullet points listed of commuting for me, since I had not been on campus often and I worked a lot and had some commitments outside of school. I know this kind of contributed to a lot of my isolation and being a challenge for me to connect with others on campus, but it's very important that you students or parents that are watching this make time to connect with others, join any organizations that you're interested, any clubs, just so you can get familiar with what's on campus, as well as having that support system that you're building on campus to help you as you go through your journey. Some students may feel homesickness, especially for students that may be away from home for the first time and dorming on campus. And then this feeling of otherness, as well. So for some students, we see this a lot with our rural communities, is taking this time or this leap to go to college and dorm on campus and maybe coming back to your community and feeling left out or feeling othered because you did leave the community and are embarking on this new journey that might be unfamiliar to some people that maybe you grew up with or that are part of your community. Ways to overcome some of these challenges, like I had mentioned in the previous slide, we encourage students to register for student organizations or to join clubs of interest. Campus employment is also a great way to get to know your campus, maybe work alongside professors and other students. Participate in Welcome Week or Welcome Day, as that also has a lot of fun activities for you to delve into, as well as meet fellow students that are at your institution. We have free workshops and then student-specific perks. So maybe students get free tickets to enjoy concerts on campus or sporting events. So these are some great ways for students to stay involved as well as build some connections on campus. So we do highly encourage students to connect with and utilize campus resources as well. This was something that I feel like I didn't lean on while I was in college, but tuition and your fees do pay for this. So you are paying for a lot of these services that are offered to you. So we highly recommend that students utilize them. One I know is counseling services. So that falls under the bracket of student services and support services. Counseling services on campus are free and they can be used for a variety of reasons. So maybe you are experiencing stress with classes, feeling homesick, or maybe feeling lonely. And then we also have student services like tutoring could also be something that could be useful for students. So instead of maybe having a B in the class, utilizing some tutoring could potentially boost you up to that A that you're looking for. And then also help students understand those new concepts that you're learning and bridge the gap between what was offered in their high school to what is being taught in college. And then there's also cultural centers. It could be a home away from home. So this can help students meet other students, often having peer mentors and typically host a number of activities throughout the year. And then we also have some academic advising. So if you need any help with any questions regarding your schedule or the classes that you need to take, academic advisors are there for you to help you guide you throughout that process and discuss any changes to your major or minor and what you need to take in order to fulfill your appropriate credit hours for graduation. And then, of course, financial aid office. So it's important to contact the financial aid office when a student's financial situation changes or when unexpected expenses occur. Now, they can adjust a financial aid offer, help answer questions about verification, or inform you about any emergency funds that the college may have. So if you are a first-generation student, if you make that known to others, like professors, advisors, counselors, that can help you. This is because others know you might need more support and can help you find resources as well. Being able to advocate for oneself is one of the most important things that a student can learn. This enables a student to get the most out of their college experience and not miss any opportunities. This process begins by getting to know others on campus. And oftentimes, these individuals are eager to assist and get to know students. So asking questions is key to a successful college experience and should be viewed as a strength. So some advice from first-gen college graduates is know that you are not the only one. Believe in yourself, don't sell yourself short. Speak with your academic advisor often. Network with students and college staff. Focus on your health and financial well-being. College is about the relationships you form, so make sure to work on those as much as your schoolwork and find what you're passionate about. That's where you are needed. So we do have a great network that I want to leave you off with. So being part of the First Generation Network, us ISAC Corps members and ISAC will support and assist you as you transition to college. We'll also be there to provide you with information and resources that you can use along your journey and connect you with other students and college personnel on campus that are also first generation. And if you have any questions about financial aid, you can also reach out to us directly as well. And this is a free network that you can join and that we offer for all students that are first generation. We do have a QR code here for you to join the network, but if you would like to join it via the student portal, we also have that hyperlink listed below for you to find the First Generation Scholars Network and explore ISAC's page with more information and resources about the First Generation Scholars Network. And then you would just click on the button Join Now, and then you should have your form that you would fill out a little bit of information about yourself as a student, and you can join the network that way. So that is all I have for you today. I am leaving the QR code to our bookings link for you all to utilize. If you do have any further questions or would like to meet with a Corps member one-on-one and have a conversation with one of us, feel free to utilize this QR code or go to isac.org/booking to book a virtual meeting with an ISAC Corps member. Thank you all again, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.